challenging Christians for years, and here we are.
Okay, you said Christians. When was the first time the word Christian was brought up in the scripture?
Antioch.
Thank you. Acts, the 11th chapter, the 26th verse. And who are being called Christians?
Yeah, what nationality with it?
You talking about the folks in Syria?
I'm talking about the Christians.
I'm talking about the Christians.
Yeah, they're called Christians at Antioch.
And
Where is Antioch?
And who are they?
What nationality with it?
They were
Paul doesn't
Israelites.
say.
When Paul, listen. When Paul went on his missionary journeys, all right, and he spoke to the people, what people were he talking to? He was talking to Israelites. When he went to the month
I will no longer go to Israel. I will now go to the Gentiles.
Those are Israelites.
What's your precept for that?
You got to read the scriptures. You got to understand the scriptures.
I've read the
You got to watch out.
Gentiles would be Israelites.
There's a difference between Jews and Gentiles? Yeah, there was no difference because they were both Israelites. One's Greek, the other one's That's why it's not the Gentiles.
Can I read this? Romans 9 and 1.
Can I prove to you?
You can't prove nothing to me. You cannot prove nothing to me.
Scattered Israelites and the Gentile state of mind. I'll just read this real quick. I'll read it in this camera since you won't let me do it. Acts 6 says, in those days, as the disciples were increasing in number, there arose a complaint by the Hellenistic Jews against the Hebraic Jews. The word is Hellenistic Jews, not Gentiles. There's already a Greek word available. Why doesn't Paul use the Greek word available?
Who are the Hellenistic Jews?
They're Israelites in a Gentile state of mind, not Gentiles. There's a word available.
Go real quick towards
You can't defeat this.
No, that's I can't.
You can't defeat this.
Give me a chance
to defeat this verse right
Give me
here.
1 Corinthians 12.
It says Hellenistic Jews. That is the way you describe a Gentile.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No,
it's not.
Not by calling them a Gentile.
No, it's not.
Okay, then how do you determine the text?
Hellenistic Jews are Israelites that were born
Adopted Greek customs.
because they were living in Greece. Have you
Not
read
all of them. They're separatists. And in Galilee of the Gentiles, wherever Jesus was, you didn't have to go in Rome to adopt Greek ways.
So you're trying to fit in the Gentiles, using that word Gentiles.
You better hope Gentiles are saved or you have no chance.
Why? Because I'm a Gentile?
Clearly you're a Gentile.
Oh, really? Okay, I'll be a Gentile.
Okay, that's why you better hope
An Israelite.
Gentiles
Well, you
can be
better hope.
saved as
You
well.
better hope. When you ask Vocab about reincarnation, he'll quickly say, no, reincarnation is not biblical.
Right.
But can you answer me this? Give me Malachi, and then go to Matthew 11, then go to Matthew 17.
When you say you're of the line of someone, what does that mean? You're of that lineage. You're of that sperm. Line means sperm, man. The same sperm. Man, let me talk, man. The same sperm that was in David was the same sperm that was in Joseph. Because he was from that line.
You have a listen.
You can't be that.
Show me where Paul mentions
You're here because your father laid down
Where does he mention Joseph? Show me from Paul the name Joseph.
You didn't have to mention Joseph.
You are here because your father laid down with your mother. Right?
End of story.
Okay. So where did your father come from? He had a father and a mother, right?
Yeah, well, I'm waiting for
They
that.
had sex, right?
So you saying in Hebrew law you can't be grafted into somebody else's lineage? You can't have a servant taken into your house. You can't do that.
Oh, yes, you can.
So you can be in somebody's lineage and not necessarily.
No. You can take a servant into your house. But guess what? That doesn't make them an Israelite. All right?
How do you become an Israelite?
That's not what I said.
How do you become an Israelite? Say it again. Say it again. Ask the question again.
He's talking about Old Testament stories, right? Like Hebrew Bible, excuse me, right? Can you have a servant being brought into your house and and those who come after them are part of your lineage?
No, they're not. Because they're your servant. They're not from your city. There's no
You don't be
connection.
Israelite from your father's side?
Come on, bro.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Not according to the first Chronicles.
First Chronicles 2:34. Shishon had no sons, only daughters, but he did have an Egyptian servant whose name was Jarrah. Shishon gave his daughter in marriage to his servant Jarrah, and she bore a tie to him. The tie fathered Nathan, and Nathan fathered Zabad. That's right.
So according to you, they're Egyptian, they're not Israelites because it's daughters.
Checkmate.
From your seed. Whatever your father is, my father, his father, all the way back.
An Egyptian and interrupted this
Why
line.
is the genealogy of the book of Matthew?
Because
What's the genealogy?
First Chronicles
Why is the genealogy in the book?
First Chronicles 2:34-36.
Let me ask you.
All right, Shalom. All right, first and foremost, I'd like to get all praise and glory, honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakudash. I'd like to say double honors to my apostles, Great Millstone, and rule well. I'd like to say peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. It's pushing this word in truth and sincerity, fear, diligence, and trembling. All right. This is Yashar Bar with another Vocab Malone cut. All right. So basically, he's still trying to, make itself, famous. Okay, trying to, go against the prophets of the Lord, man. And this is his web page, which is actually his YouTube page, Vocab Malone. If y'all want to watch the whole video, I just cut half of it. But certain questions that he asked, he couldn't really answer the questions. Okay. So he asked the questions about, who were the Gentiles, and who were the people of Antioch, who were the Christians of Antioch. Okay. And also he couldn't really understand First Chronicles 2:34. Okay, but he just need to give it up, man. He's done. He's through. He already got cut by the Dallas camp. So I'm gonna go ahead and go and do some edification real quick. And for those that want to watch the whole video, it's a short, basically a 15-minute video anyway. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into the scriptures. All right. And I'm gonna start off with Acts. I'm gonna start off with Acts 11:26. Pardon this tablet because it's kind of slow. It says Acts 11:26. It says, and when he had found him, he brought him unto Antioch. And it came to pass that a whole year they assembled themselves with the church and taught much people. And the disciples were called Christians first in Antioch. Okay, so that's when the Christian was called first in Antioch. All right. That's the answer that Malone, Vocab Malone, posed to answer, man. He ain't answer these questions. So he didn't really know. He don't know the scriptures, man. All right. And they asked him another question too. They said, "Oh, who were the Christians? Who were the Christians in Antioch? What was their nationality?" Okay. So I'm gonna go to Acts 13:1. So he couldn't answer this question. He said the folks in Syria, which that's false, man. All right. I'm gonna go to Acts 13:1. It says, now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, and Barnabas and Simon that was called Nigger, and Lucius of Cyrene, and Main, which has been brought up with Herod Tetrarch and Saul. All right. So he didn't know the nationality of these prophets and teachers, man. Okay. So I will go to etymology, and I'm gonna go hit this real quick.
Strong's G 3526.
Nigger. All right. So I'm gonna go to G3526, right? Means black. Okay. Surname of the prophet Simon. Okay. It says Latin origin black, nigger, a Christian. Okay. So those original Christians were black, so-called black men, so-called black men, which is they were Israelites. Okay. Those were the original Christians. Antioch. And that's the question Vocab couldn't really answer, man. So he really think he know the scriptures, man. He don't know. He really don't know the scriptures, man. And that's the question he supposed to answer. And I believe, they cut it. Because, they be cutting it. You know what I'm saying? And, that's on Vocab's channel anyway. And I'm just, doing a little edification real quick. Um, and they mentioned the Hellenists, okay? But he said they weren't Gentiles. But Paul mentioned that he named them Gentiles, man. But you got different Gentiles too. You got the heathen nation Gentiles as well. And also you have, you know what I'm saying, Gentiles that were Israelites taking custom to other nations too, okay? So I'm going to go to Acts 6:1. It says, and in those days when the number of the disciples were multiplied, and this is the scripture he was reading, but it didn't sound like the original scripture that we read. All right. It says in those days, I'm going to go back to Acts 6:1. It says, and in those days when the number of the disciples were multiplied, there arose a murmuring of the Grecians. Okay. So the Grecians were Hellenists against the Hebrews because their widows were neglected in the daily ministration. All right. So they would neglect their alms. You know, correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. That's why they was mad and murmuring. That's why the Grecians, you know what I'm saying, which they was calling themselves Hellenists. They call themselves Hellen. They was Hellenized, all these different customs that were Israelites. All right. So I'm gonna go to the tools real quick. The Grecians, right? Hellenist, one who imitates the manners and customs or the worship of the Greeks and use the Greek tongue. So basically they mimic, you know what I'm saying, the manner customs of these other nations, man. All right? Greek tongue, you know what I'm saying? Greek philosophy, and that's exactly what Jake doing today. You know what I'm saying? Doing these Greek fraternities in these colleges, all right? Using the New Testament of Jews born in foreign lands and speaking Greek. So that goes back to, you know, Deuteronomy 28:64. The Lord told us we were going to be scattered among all nations, man. Okay? It says Hellenist, from a derivative Hellenist or Greek-speaking Jew, Grecian, because they was living in Greece. All right? And then Apostle Taha called out 1 Corinthians 12:2, but I'm going to start at 1. All right? Let me go back real quick before I go to 1 Corinthians. All right. I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to go to 1 Corinthians 12, and I'm going to start at 1. It says, now concerning the spiritual gift, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles. So Paul called them Gentiles too, man. All right. It said, ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led. So our people was Israelites, man, that was led to dumb idols, led to these different philosophies, worshiping these Greek gods. Okay. So yeah, man. That was called Gentiles. All right. I'm gonna go look in that too. I'm gonna type up Gentiles and I'm prove that. Ethnos. All right.
Strong's G 1484. Ethnos. Ethnos.
All right. That's the Greek word for Gentile. Paul used the term Gentile for Christians. All right. In the Old Testament, foreign nations not worshiping the true power pagans Gentile. All right. So Paul used that term Gentile because our people was worshiping other customs of these other nations, man. Okay, the same way what our people doing now. They worshiping these other, you know what I'm saying, other customs of these other nations as well. Okay. Some Muslims, some into, you know, Greek fraternity and stuff like that. So Jake's still doing the same thing, man. Okay. So Paul used the term for Gentile. All right. He gave our people, you know what I'm saying, back then when Paul was living, He called them Gentiles, man, because you got heathens, actually heathens that's Gentiles, and our people that's Gentiles. You know what I'm saying? They basically mimicking, you know what I'm saying, the philosophy of the actual Gentile. Okay. So basically, and I'm gonna jump down to 13 verse. Okay. I'm gonna go to 1 Corinthians and I'm gonna jump down to 13. It says, "For by one Spirit," I'm gonna pull it up a little bit. First Corinthians 12 and 13 say, "For by one Spirit we all baptized into one body, whether we be Jews or Gentiles." All right. So who that's talking about? The Israelites. "Whether we be bond or free, and have been all made to drink into one Spirit." Now I'm gonna go into the word Gentile once again. And there it go.
Strong's G 1672. Helene.
Yep.
Helene.
Helen. Okay. A Greek either by nationality, whether a native of a mainland or of a Greek island of colonies. In a wilder sense, the name embraces all nations, not Jews, that made the language, custom, and learning of the Greeks their own. Okay. The primary reference is the difference of religion and worship. So they took on the customs of these other nations, man. They took the customs, you know what I'm saying, of the Greeks. Okay. Helen, okay. Grecian or inhabitant of Hellas, by extension a Greek speaking person, especially a non-Jew, Gentile Greek. So Paul called them Gentiles, man. So what the hell vocab talking about? Dude need to quit, man. He need to just fall back, because every time he go to a Great Millstone camp, he always get cut. It never fails. It never fails. All right. And then he mentioned First Chronicles 2 and 34. All right. He said who was his name? Jireh was a Egyptian. He wasn't no Israelite. So I'm finna start at First Chronicles 2 and 31. It says, "And the sons of Ephraim, Ishai, the sons of Ishai, Shishan, and the children of Shishan, Eli, and the sons of Jeda, the brother of Shimei, Jether and Jonathan, and Jether died without children. And the sons of Jonathan, Peleth and Zaza. These were the sons of Jeremiel. Now Shishan had no sons, but daughters." Now this the scripture they read. And they trying to cut Pastor Taha. Man, that's why they don't go into words. They don't go into the deep and depths of the meat, man. They read the top. They read the scripture. You know what I'm saying? They read the top surface, but they think that's what it is. No, man. You say now Shishan had no sons but daughters. All right, and Shishan had a servant, an Egyptian, whose name was Jerah. All right, and Shishan gave his daughters to Jireh, his servant, to wife, and she bare him a tie. All right, so they said they said the servant Jireh was the Egyptian. You know what I'm saying? So remember what I said. They said Vocab and his cronies, all right, they think they know so much. All right. They said Jireh was the Egyptian. Now I'm gonna read 35. It said, "And Shishan gave his daughter to Jireh, which he was a servant, all right, his servant to wife, okay, and she bare him a tie. Now I'm gonna go to a tie. All right, see this the thing, they don't look into words, man. It says a tie, a Judite, grandson of Shishan, okay, Jeremiel by daughter Eli, who he gave in marriage to Jara, his Egyptian slave. So Jara was living in Egypt, okay. It says his grandson Zabad was one of David's mighty warriors, all right. So hey man, a tie, you know what I'm saying, was the Judite, and plus Jara was a Judite, man. Okay, Jara was a Judite, man, and that's the lineage, the line, okay, the sperm, and it goes down right here. It says, and Sabad begat Ephiel, and Ephiel begat Obed, and Obed begat Jehu, and Jehu begat Azara, and Azara begat Heles, and Heles begat Elazar. All right. And Elazar begat Sisamai, and Sisamai begat Shalakia. So the lineage goes down, man. Okay. So I'm gonna look at Jara real quick. Jara, the month of sweeping away. A Egyptian slave of Shishan about time of Eli, who his master gave his daughter to Herod's wife. Okay. So Jara was living in Egypt at that time, because he took on the Egypt customs. That'll let you know we were scattered abroad. You know what I'm saying? Jara was a Judite, man. He wasn't no Egyptian. He was living in Egyptian land. He was living in the land of Egypt, which the Hebrew, which means the name of Egypt was Misraim. All right. So that's a cut, man. So they saying he was. They gonna that vocab need to give it up, man. He just stop playing, man, and just fall back and just give up, man, because he keep getting cut every time. He's done. Okay. Because Shishan had no sons, and he gave it, and Shishan had servants. Had a servant, an Egyptian. When they say an Egyptian, that means basically he lived in the land. Well, his name was Jara. Jara was a Judite, man. He wasn't no Egyptian. He was a Judite living in Egypt. Okay. So I just want to touch on that. You know what I'm saying, to prove, who were the Gentiles, and Helen, you know what I'm saying, and plus, just to edify who about First Chronicles 2. You know what I'm saying? And then they leading people astray, man. And then that's what the scriptures say. I think in Philippians 1:17 tell you to defend the gospel. Okay. So with that, hope y'all was edified. Shalom.